The Most Honorable Sir Patrick Allen, Governor General, will now address us, after which the Governor General's Secretary, Major Dwayne Hill, will read the instrument of appointment and invite the judges to take and subscribe the oath of allegiance and the judicial oath. Your Excellency.
The Honorable Justice Sykes, Chief Justice, the Honorable Mr. Justice Brooks, President of the Court of Appeal, the other members of the Judiciary, members of the Judicial Service Commission, if you're here, judges to be sworn, ladies and gentlemen, and guests viewing on the online platform, good morning. I welcome you to King's House for the swearing in of judges to the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal for the Easter term. I want to thank you, say thanks to my friend, Reverend Anglin, who, though retired, we can call on him to continue his ministry. And I really appreciate the way you prayed for all the members of the court, all of us this morning, and for special mercy and guidance to our judges who will work in these perilous times, carrying out their responsibilities to the best of their ability. It is, speaking of responsibility, I recognize that it's a very awesome responsibility that is placed on you. And I think for the past 15 years, it's the same message I have been conveying. A message of thankfulness, appreciation for the service you give, appreciating the difficulty of your service, appreciating the hours and hours of mental agony sometimes, and pleasure sometimes, as you navigate the intricacies of your cases. And sometimes I do think that you smile to yourself when you're writing your judgments. And I wouldn't be surprised if sometimes there are not tears as well, because sometimes folk tend to not remember that you're human, that you feel, you appreciate, you're touched by the feelings of our infirmities, our weaknesses and our strengths, etc. So this morning, I just want to congratulate you, each one of you, for the effort and the commitment that you have and placed in the execution of justice in this nation. President Obama once said in speaking at the retirement of Justice David Souter, I quote, "I view that quality of empathy, of understanding and identifying with people's hopes and struggles, I view that as an essential ingredient for arriving to just decisions and outcomes." And I agree with him wholeheartedly. So I want to encourage you today as you continue rendering judgments with empathy and understanding of our society's diversity. And I encourage you to continue serving with humility. Do not be weary in well-doing, for in due season, if you do not faint or become disheartened, you will receive your reward. On this in this life a good pension, Justice. But even so, greater things ahead of that. So congratulations, Mr. Justice Kisok Ling, and you're back with us. I hope you had a good vacation, sir. The Honorable Mrs. Justice Georgiana Fraser, you're going back to the Court of Appeal, and our Puisne Judges, Master Pamela Mason. Interestingly, and I hope they are not taping me, I have been in trouble with Master Mason going back to about, 10 years. But she has forgiven me, and I trust that others will reap that grace from you as well. Her Honor, Miss Opal Smith, Her Honor, Mrs. Tracy Ann Johnson, Master Stephanie Orr, and Her Honor, Mrs. Luciana Jackson, and Her Honor, Miss Christine McNeil. Continue the good work that you have been doing. I notice that all of these appointments are acting appointments, and I trust that out of that you will remain permanently or until such other times in those positions and do well. Congratulations and best wishes. And I am quoting from American past president and now from the present Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. When making a ruling, he said, "It can stir people to action, move them to tears of both joy or sorrow, or inflict great pain. Choose ye one of them." God bless you.
To the Honorable Mr. Justice Kisok Christopher St. Elmo Leng, the Honorable Mrs. Justice Georgiana Jacqueline Fraser, greetings. Whereas subsection 2 of section 105 of the Constitution of Jamaica provides that acting judges of the Court of Appeal shall be appointed by the Governor General by instrument under the broad seal on the advice of the Judicial Service Commission. And whereas the Honorable Miss Justice Nicole Simmons and the Honorable Mr. Justice Frank Williams have been granted vacation leave respectively. And whereas the Judicial Service Commission has advised that you, Kisok Christopher St. Elmo Leng, and Georgiana Jacqueline Fraser should be appointed to act as judges of the Court of Appeal. Now therefore, know ye that I, Patrick Linton Allen, Governor General of Jamaica, reposing full trust in your zeal, ability, and discretion, do hereby, in exercise of the power vested in me by the Constitution of Jamaica, appoint you, the said Kisok Christopher St. Elmo Leng, and Georgiana Jacqueline Fraser, to act as judges of the Court of Appeal for the purposes of the Constitution of Jamaica during the period from the 8th of April 2024 to the 31st of July 2024. Given under my hand and the broad seal of Jamaica at King's House this 3rd day of April in the year of our Lord 2024 and the 2nd year of the reign of His Majesty King Charles III. God save the King.
I, Kisok Christopher St. Elmo Leng, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica, so help me God. I, Kisok Christopher St. Elmo Leng, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution of Jamaica, and that while acting in the office of Judge of the Court of Appeal, I will administer justice to all persons alike in accordance with the laws and usages of Jamaica without fear or favor, affection, or ill will. So help me God. Take this one.
I, Georgiana Jacqueline Fraser, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica, so help me God. I, Georgiana Jacqueline Fraser, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution of Jamaica, and that while acting in the office of Judge of the Court of Appeal, I will administer justice to all persons alike in accordance with the laws and usages of Jamaica without fear or favor, affection, or ill will, so help me God.
To Miss Pamela Margot Mason, Miss Stephanie Cavell Orr, Her Honor Miss Opal Shauna Marie Smith, Her Honor Mrs. Tracy Ann Latoya Johnson. Greetings. Whereas subsection 2 of section 99 of the Constitution of Jamaica provides that acting puisne judges shall be appointed by the Governor General by instrument under the broad seal on the advice of the Judicial Service Commission. And whereas the Honorable Mr. Justice Kisok Leng, acting in a higher post, the Honorable Mrs. Justice Sarah Thompson James, granted pre-retirement leave, the Honorable Mrs. Justice Georgiana Fraser, acting in a higher post, and the Honorable Mr. Justice Chester Stamp, granted vacation leave, respectively. And whereas the Judicial Service Commission has advised that you, Pamela Margot Mason, Stephanie Cavell Orr, Opal Shauna Marie Smith, and Tracy Ann Latoya Johnson should be appointed to act as puisne judges. Now therefore, know ye that I, Patrick Linton Allen, Governor General of Jamaica, reposing full trust in your zeal, ability, and discretion, do hereby, in exercise of the power vested in me by the Constitution of Jamaica, appoint you, the said Pamela Margot Mason, to act as a puisne judge for the purposes of the Constitution of Jamaica during the period from the 8th of April 2024 to July 31st, 2024. The said Stephanie Cavell Orr to act as a puisne judge for the purposes of the Constitution of Jamaica during the period from the 16th April 2024 and until further orders. The said Opal Shauna Marie Smith to act as a puisne judge for the purposes of the Constitution of Jamaica during the period from the 8th of April 2024 to the 31st of July 2024. And the said Tracy Ann Latoya Johnson to act as a puisne judge for the purposes of the Constitution during the period from the 3rd of April 2024 to the 31st of July 2024. Given under my hand and the broad seal of Jamaica at King's House this 3rd day of April in the year of our Lord 2024 and the 2nd year of the reign of His Majesty King Charles III. God save the King.
I, Pamela Margot Mason, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica, so help me God. I, Pamela Margot Mason, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution of Jamaica, and that while acting in the office of puisne judge, I will administer justice to all persons alike in accordance with the laws and usages of Jamaica, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, so help me God.
I, Opal Shauna Marie Smith, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica, so help me God. I, Opal Shauna Marie Smith, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution of Jamaica, and that, while acting in the office of puisne judge, I will administer justice to all persons alike in accordance with the laws and usages of Jamaica, without fear or favor, affection or ill will. So help me God.
I, Stephanie Cavell Orr, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica, so help me God. I, Stephanie Cavell Orr, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution of Jamaica, and that while acting in the office of puisne judge, I will administer justice to all persons alike in accordance with the laws and usages of Jamaica without fear or favor, affection or ill will, so help me God.
I, Tracian Latoya Johnson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica, so help me God. I, Tracian Latoya Johnson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution of Jamaica, and that while acting in the office of Puisne Judge, I will administer justice to all persons alike in accordance with the laws and usages of Jamaica, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, so help me God.
To Her Honor, Mrs. Luciana Marie Jackson. Her Honor, Miss Christine Markal McNeil. Greetings. Whereas pursuant to Section 112 of the Constitution of Jamaica, the Governor General may make appointments to certain offices connected with the courts of Jamaica as may be prescribed by Parliament. And whereas a vacancy has arisen and Miss Stephanie Orr has been appointed to act in a higher post, and whereas the Judicial Service Commission has advised that you, Luciana Marie Jackson, and Christine Markal McNeil should be appointed to act as masters in chambers. Now therefore, know ye that I, Patrick Linton Allen, Governor General of Jamaica, reposing full trust in your zeal, ability, and discretion, do hereby, in exercise of the power vested in me by the Constitution of Jamaica, appoint you, the said Luciana Marie Jackson and Christine Markal McNeil, to act as masters in chambers during the periods from the 3rd of April 2024 and until further orders, and during the period from the 16th of April 2024 to the 31st of July 2024 respectively. Given under my hand at King's House this 3rd day of April in the year of our Lord 2024, and the 2nd year of the reign of His Majesty King Charles III. God save the King.
I, Luciana Marie Jackson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica, so help me God. I, Lushana Marie Jackson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution of Jamaica, and that while acting in the office of Master in Chambers, I will administer justice to all persons alike in accordance with the laws and usages of Jamaica, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, so help me God.
I, Christine Michael McNeil, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica, so help me God. I, Christine Michael McNeil, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution of Jamaica, and that while acting in the office of Master in Chambers, I will administer justice to all persons alike in accordance with the laws and usages of Jamaica, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, so help me God.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, Major Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now invite President of the Court of Appeal, the Honorable Justice Brooks, to give remarks.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Master of Ceremonies. Your Excellency, forgive the voice. Most Honorable Sir Patrick Linton Allen, Governor General of Jamaica. The Honorable Mr. Justice Brian Sykes, Chief Justice of Jamaica. My lords and ladies of the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court, present in person and online. Reverend Glenworth Anglin, former Executive Chairman of the Church of God in Jamaica. Judicial officers who have been sworn in, family and friends of the newly sworn in judicial officers, both present in person and viewing online. Staff of King's House. Thank you very much. Representatives of the Court Administration Division, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, all. Your Excellency, on behalf of all present, in person and virtually, I wish to wish you and your family and the staff of King's House a happy Easter Thanks to Your Excellency for your kind wishes, words of encouragement, and indeed of empathy given to us this morning. Please also allow me to associate myself with your thanks to Reverend Anglin for his very thoughtful prayer on our behalf. Also allow me, Your Excellency, to congratulate the judges and the masters in chambers who have been sworn in this morning. It has been a pleasure, Your Excellency, to witness the professional advancement of attorneys at law, some of whom I saw in the early stages of their career. Their ability was evident at that time, and to see them hone their skills and enhance those abilities over the years has been most gratifying. They are well deserving of their present appointments, albeit in acting positions. We know that in the future their present endeavors will hold them in good stead. All of them, Your Excellency, have acted in these positions before, and so they will have no anxieties going forward. Similarly, Your Excellency, we are back in. We're back to. It's a pleasure to have the familiar faces of the Honourable Mr. Justice Kisok Leng and the Honourable Mrs. Justice Georgiana Fraser returning to the Court of Appeal. They have both, as you have mentioned, both previously acted as judges of appeal before on several occasions, and their contributions are well appreciated. They have proved their worth, and they have fit in well as part of the team at the Court of Appeal. Last year, they played their part in achieving the results that I'm about to speak, about which I'm about to speak. Justice Leng took vacation leave last term, and so we hope he's well rested. We did give him some work over the vacation period, Your Excellency, and we hope he doesn't hold it against us. Your Excellency, I've mentioned the team at the Court of Appeal. It continues to achieve good results. Last year, at this time, I was happy to tell you of some great results that the team achieved in 2022. I'm again pleased to tell you and the nation that those results were not a flash in the pan. Through the instrumentality of our Chief Court Statistician, Dr. Donato Dennis, we have recently received the statistics of the Court's performance in 2023. The statistics show that we have maintained our upward trajectory in our performance. Last year, I told you, Your Excellency, that we had significantly increased our productivity. In 2022, we had a clearance rate of 111.69%, up from 71.72% in 2021. Last year, that is 2023, the team again increased the clearance rate, moving it from 111.69% to 117.94%. This means, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, that for every 10 newly filed cases, we dispose of just under 18, thereby further reducing the Court's backlog of cases. Last year, we had an overall delivery rate of 382.35%, which was down from the high of 2022, which was 449.05%, but still well above the international standard of 100%. That means that for every 10 newly reserved judgments last year, we delivered 38 judgments. Finally, we had a steady rise in our date certainty rate during 2023. We started from a low of 83.33% in our Hillary term, that is January to Easter, and ended with a high of 91.42% in the McCalmus term, which is September to Christmas. Date certainty means that when we close the year, 91% of our cases proceeded to hearing without any adjournment. We are heading in the right direction, Your Excellency. The international standard is 95%. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for indulging me. I didn't mean to steal any of the limelight from the achievements of these judicial officers who have been sworn in, but it is good for the nation to know of the positive achievements of the court. And I assure you, both Justices Leng and Fraser, who have been sworn in this morning, have been integral to those achievements. We are proud of them, and we are happy to have them back among us at the Court of Appeal. I cannot close, Your Excellency, without saying thanks to you and to the staff of King's House for again hosting us. As always, please be assured that we appreciate these functions. We were in January back in the ballroom, and we're happy to be back this morning again. We didn't have the numbers of guests as we would normally have, but I think the notice was short this time round. But it is good to have family members and close friends to be with us to witness these important ceremonies. So thanks again for affording us the privilege. Thanks very much, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Justice Brooks. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chief Justice, the Honorable Mr. Justice Sykes, will now give his remarks.
Your Excellency, permit me to adopt the protocol established by yourself and the President of the Court of Appeal, so I need not repeat the protocol there. Let me also express my appreciation to you and to the staff of King's House for accommodating us at this another ceremony here. It is an opportunity not just to swear in judicial officers, but also to indicate to the nation how the courts have been doing as part of their stewardship in the important business of governance, because we are part of the governance structure of Jamaica. And while we are not elected officials, but we are certainly consumers of public resources which are made available to us to manage efficiently and effectively to deliver effective, reliable, and on-time legal services. And the way that we are accountable or held accountable is through forums such as this, and also the publication and publicizing the statistics and the performance of the courts. The opportunity arises at this time to inform Your Excellency and the nation, as far as the parish courts are concerned, they have continued their excellent work over the past few years, and you will notice, Your Excellency, with the exception of one, that is Justice Mason, all the other persons who have been sworn in began their careers or were in the parish courts at some point. And what you are seeing here now, Your Excellency, are those persons who have distinguished themselves through their performance to be here, and I'll make the link with the ceremony here and the data to which the President has referred. When we began this journey of modernization in 2019, we had adopted a time standard of 24 months across all the courts. So that is, any case in our court system that was older than 24 months was considered to be in a state of backlog. In our first strategic plan that ran from 2019 to 2023, we placed a lot of emphasis on the parish courts. One of the reasons for this is that 90% of total caseload in Jamaica, they're handled by the parish courts, and 70% of total caseload in Jamaica are traffic offenses, which are disposed of in the parish courts. So at the end of 2023, the net backlog in the parish court is under 2.5%. And that's a very significant development, bearing in mind that the international standard is between 2.5 or up to 5%, but we are actually down to under 2.5%. And there are not many courts in the region at any level that has achieved that level of efficiency. And that was achieved 2 years ahead of the projected time frame. And a lot of work went into this. The judges of the parish courts, the attorneys at law, the police officers, the probation services, the medical profession, all the persons who provide third-party documents to the courts have played a significant role in the parish courts being as efficient as they are. Now, the net backlog is at 6%, 16%, it should be under 10%, but a significant portion of that has to do with unexecuted bench warrants. And so that is something we'll be paying attention to in the second strategic planning period, the launch of which I am happy to tell you is April 10, 2024, and that plan will run from 2024 to 2028. And you will hear more about that and its plans next week at the appropriate time. Because of the important work and the efficiency of the parish courts, we are able to revise the time standards for the different types of cases within those courts, and we have revised them downwards. So we have introduced in those courts a differentiated case management system where cases are classified according to the level of complexity. The idea being that the simpler cases go through faster and the more complex cases go through take a bit longer, but not exceeding 24 months. That's the whole idea behind it, so that when the judges are sitting on a daily basis, they have now a framework within which to manage the cases and to have the intermediate steps between filing and disposition being met so that the timelines can be met. So where we are now is that we are saying that the new time standards for the parish courts on the criminal side for simple cases is 3 months. For standard cases, 6 months. For complex cases, 12 months, and for highly complex cases, 20 months. And we believe that that is achievable based upon the examination of the data. Now, as far as the Supreme Court is concerned, it achieved a clearance rate of 76.56%. Now, what does this mean in practical terms? It means that we are still not yet in a position to clear the backlog, but it is an improvement. And so for that, we have to be thankful. So this is the third year in which the clearance rate is in excess of 70%. We were way down before in the 30s and the 40s, but we are now moving upward in the right direction, so we have to get to 100 and then get up to somewhere around 115 to 120%. Now the Court of Appeal, as the President has indicated, is at 117%. And so what that means in practical terms is that if that is sustained over time, in the next 4 to 5 years or before, the Court of Appeal will have cleared its backlog of outstanding appeals. That is what that means. And so it means that we can now realistically look forward to a court system that overall will be backlog free. That has been achieved in the parish courts, being achieved in the Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court is trending in the right direction. Now, though he did not say, and he doesn't know that I'm about to say this to the President of the Court of Appeal, as you know, this will be the last time that we'll be seeing him in this capacity at the swearing-in as President of the Court of Appeal. His retirement takes effect in the summer. So let me use this opportunity to express my thanks to him for his support for me personally and for the work of the courts generally, and particularly in the Court of Appeal. So I wish to place on record my gratitude and my thanks to the Honorable Mr. Justice Patrick Brooks. He has been unwavering in his support for the work of the judiciary, and more will be said at the appropriate time. The President has fully embraced our vision and mission, and certainly we have seen the result of that in the work of the Court of Appeal, and I know that he has implemented a number of initiatives commencing last year, coming into this year, that has led to the significant improvement in the productivity of the court, moving from clearance rate of 75% in 2021 to 117% in 2023. That is a very, very significant improvement in the productivity of the court, and congratulations to the President. Now, that would not have been possible without the support of the staff and the judges over there. And I won't be getting into the details, but you will be reading his message in the strategic plan for the next 4 years, where he outlines the contribution that the staff and other persons have made. But of course, effective leadership will be able to bring the best out of other persons, and that is what the President has done. So I wish to thank the President in this forum on behalf of the Judiciary for his work, not just as a judge, but also as a leader within the Judiciary. So thank you very much again, Justice Brooks. So one may wonder, what does all of this data have to do with this ceremony? It really is this. If one looks at the judges who are being sworn in, the judicial officers who are being sworn in this morning, and I indicated earlier that a number of them began their careers whether as counsel or as judges in the parish courts. All of them have demonstrated their effectiveness and efficiency, not just as judicial officers, but also leaders. Some of them have been senior judges of the parish courts, some have not been, but within their roles in those courts, they have effected leadership of self and demonstrated the capacity to lead others. They have demonstrated discipline and a commitment to hard work, a commitment to working in difficult and trying circumstances, because no one could say that the conditions in the parish courts are ideal. Traveling long distances alone without adequate security, sitting in hot courtrooms and delivering justice to the people of Jamaica. And I wish to express my gratitude to them for the work that they have done. And so they can be assured that they are here on merit, not long service, but on merit. And so the productivity and the efficiency that they have demonstrated there was transferred to the Supreme Court, and the judges who are sworn in this morning to act as judges of the Court of Appeal have demonstrated their commitment to efficiency and to hard work, and they have, as the President indicated, contributed significantly to the work of the Court of Appeal and its improved productivity and efficiency. So the point is that when the Judicial Services Commission, looking now for judicial officers, it is the complete package we look at. So yes, you have the attributes of a judicial officer, which are there. Then you have the years of service, that's there. But critically, one must have a commitment to work, to service, to working as a part of a team, so that the team can achieve the desired result, not so much for themselves, but in this case, for the people of Jamaica and for all those who wish to do business and live and work and make Jamaica their home. Because as the country develops, we need an efficient judiciary, and I'll be expanding on this next week, but just to say at this point that the preliminary research done by Dr. Dennis, generally speaking, tells us that an inefficient judiciary costs the country 2% of GDP annually. So that's the cost of an inefficient court system. And so, happily, from what we have heard this morning, the courts are moving in the right direction and will continue to make an effective contribution to the stability of our democracy, increasing public trust and confidence, so that Jamaica, in the words of our national pledge, play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. So let me add my words of congratulations to the judicial officers who were sworn in this morning, and again my thanks to His Excellency and my thanks to the President. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Justice Sykes. I now invite the Honorable Mrs. Justice Kisak Leng, Mr. Justice Kisak Leng, my apologies, to respond on behalf of the judges who have been sworn. Sorry.
Your Excellency, in the interest of saving time, may I be permitted to adopt the protocol already established in acknowledging persons present and virtually. Good morning. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, my friends who are not in the legal profession asked if I would be bold this time around and address the topical issue of juries. I told them judges are fearless, but I reminded them that discretion is sometimes the better part of valor. Which brings me to the last time I was here, when, much to the relief of everyone, I declared that I had exhausted the topic of artificial intelligence, or AI, and its implications for judges. Or so I thought. It turns out that I may have been premature, because since then, there has been one development of note. On 12 December 2023, guidance was given to judicial office holders in the United Kingdom regarding the responsible use of AI in courts and tribunals. Your Excellency, I will not bore you with the details, but in essence, it is suggested that AI may be used for tasks such as summarizing large bodies of text, but its use is discouraged for legal research and analysis. This was inevitable, and I expect that in the near future, we too will embrace this new technology with similar guidance adapted for our judicial officers and court staff. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow appointees and I are honored and elated to again be given the opportunity to act in our respective positions. In one of my early responses, I likened the excitement a judicial officer feels when permitted to act in a higher post to that of a footballer who's sitting on the bench being told by the coach that he was going to play in a match. Having acted in the Court of Appeal, I realized that there are added dimensions to performing in that court, some of which President Brooks identified in his address at the swearing-in ceremony in January. I think a more appropriate example might be that of a footballer playing in a South American league, where flair, skill, and individuality are welcomed and encouraged. He's transferred on loan to a top team in one of the leading European leagues. He's amazed at the caliber of players on the team, and he appreciates that he has to be at the top of his game. So in his first match, he plays with his usual style and flair and individuality, taking on defenders like Maradona did in the 1986 World Cup game against England, and I know with that reference I'm showing my age. And after the game, the coach calls him aside and tells him, "That is not our brand of football. We emphasize possession, short passes, everyone sharing the ball, collective effort, in a word, teamwork." Your Excellency, just so there's no misunderstanding, President Brooks did not have to speak to me or Justice Fraser about too much individuality. We understood the culture of the court. The more important point I wish to illustrate is that at the Court of Appeal, there is personal responsibility and intellectual freedom, but the judges do not operate in silos. There's an emphasis on collaboration and teamwork, and that is what makes the court greater than just the sum of the acumen and knowledge of its individual judges. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I've always had a profound admiration for the Court of Appeal, even on those few occasions when the court did not share my opinion and overturned my judgments. I found solace in the fact that the law is not precise, like math or physics. Consequently, independent thinkers will often disagree, and courts will disagree from time to time, even the same court, with the passage of time. Seeing the court function day to day, I have been awestruck at the diligence of the judges, as well as the scholarship and rigorous analysis brought to bear on the issues requiring determination. We have a court of which we can be duly proud as a nation, and Justice Fraser and I look forward to spending this term in service at that level of the judiciary. Your Excellency, I appreciate that there may be the temptation among more cynical persons to think that I am merely trying to ingratiate myself with the members of the court. But I am confident that the President, the judges, and persons who know me will vouch that that is not my style of play. Having said that, I wish to emphasize that the culture of excellence of which I speak is not only present in the Court of Appeal. Under the leadership of the Honorable Chief Justice, by the use of statistical monitoring and analysis, of which we've heard, the justice system has seen increased levels of efficiency. We are blessed to have legal officers throughout Jamaica who are passionate about the law, justice, and service to the individuals who interact with the justice system, in whatever capacity. Many of these officers are young, and some, like myself and Justice Fraser, not so young. I did not mean you, Justice Fraser, I meant Justice of Appeal, David Fraser, who's sitting in the audience. Your Excellency, the current appointees are a representation of these hard-working judicial officers, and we thank the members of the Judicial Service Commission for the trust and confidence that they have again reposed in us. It is often said that past performance does not guarantee future results, but we can assure the Commission that we will maintain our high standards and execute our duties in keeping with the oaths we have taken. To the citizens of Jamaica, we hear your impassioned pleas for justice, and we undertake to do our utmost best to render decisions that are timely, just, most importantly, in keeping with the law, and which you can understand, even if these are results with which you do not necessarily agree. In wrapping up, and I heard the sighs of relief, we thank you, Your Excellency, as well as the Honorable Chief Justice and President of the Court of Appeal, for the kind words of encouragement to us, and Reverend Anglin for his inspirational words and a blessing in prayer. We also appreciate the gracious hospitality of Your Excellency and your staff, to which we have become accustomed at these events. We wish to express our gratitude to our colleagues, relatives, and friends who have supported and continue to support us, especially the spouses and children who are the ones who are most impacted by the demands of our jobs, working late nights and weekends. They have learned to appreciate, among other things, that vacation time, unfortunately, is also a judgment writing time. Well, at least until the Honorable Chief Justice implements the plans he has to cure this. Thanks also to the Judicial Council, Senior Judicial Council, as they are now known, formerly Judicial Clerks and Senior Judicial Clerks, and all the support staff without whom we could not effectively function. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, we have a long Easter term ahead, and the work of the nation awaits. I wish everyone a productive day and term, and may God continue to give us his richest blessings. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Lane. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this ceremony. On behalf of the Governor General, I thank you for attending this important ceremony as a mark for your support of the newly sworn judges and for your respect of the judiciary. Congratulations to each of you. We wish you every blessing in execution of your duties. Thank you.
Closing out for now, this is One Avenue News. Avenue for your news, views, reviews, and much more. New spot on the block where we chat. Looking forward to meet you in the comment section. So flick the subscription button, turn on notification bell. Let's journey together. And please remember, we need solution, not confusion. United we win, my people. Art of love.